Up ahead on Nothing Major, we're going to recap the 3 500s that happened last week. Queens and Halle on the men's side, and Berlin on the WTA side. So let's get into that. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Nothing Major. John Isner here in the black Nothing Major hat. You got Sam Query in the green one. Stevie in the white one. We did not plan that. We are back here. Charlie Fox, of course, his team at Sif Creative is with us. Jack Sock not here this week. He is in California playing pickleball. Could not make it. I think he's playing pickleball. Is that what he's doing?
There was a pickleball last week, and then there's like another. It's like back-to-back pickleball events here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You still kind of play pickleball, Sam, or? I don't know, man. I didn't know if...
I played the event last week. I lost first round of mixed and then first round in doubles. But in doubles, lost like 12-10 in the third.
Oh, good effort.
There's good rumblings around the crowd.
Good effort. Good effort.
I lost to Steve Deacon. I lost to a guy who has 2 grandkids.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
Deacon. He's good. Isner knows him. He's pretty good.
He's like 55 and like really good. Stevie, did you go out there in support?
No, it was actually at my...
He's so good, by the way.
My dad's old club, so no, I did not. A little far from my house with the kids, and I didn't feel like Sam was going to do well, so I didn't want to come to that one.
I could have used the support, Stevie. Maybe I would have beat the grandpa if you were there.
Oh, if I would have known that, I would have come for sure.
I actually don't. I think Jackson not here because he didn't have a proper hat color. Like he didn't have like the blue, to have it all color coordinated. All of us have not coordinated exactly, different colors. But anyways, we got our lids on. They're looking good. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the show. No Monday show next week because Wimbledon starts. We're keeping up with the theme. We will be doing something major every other day once Wimbledon starts. So we did the French Open, our first one. It was on the Tuesday, right, guys? Okay, so we're going to do that again. So it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, so forth, and so on. So that, and we're also going to do the Wimbledon bracket, which was like a big success. Like we were all pretty miserable doing it because we were terrible at it. But we also had there was a lot of beef we had because, right, we had to pick the qualifiers in the draw before the qualifying and even finished. That's not happening this time. The qualifying will be done, and we're going to put out the bracket challenge. We had over 1,400 contestants for the French Open. I think we can top that for Wimby. Yeah.
Should we do the same thing? Winner gets to come on the pod for like 5 minutes?
We think Joey Donuts is going to go back-to-back?
That'd be unbelievable if Donuts goes back-to-back.
Unbelievable.
Yes. What an effort. That'd be like legendary. My guess is he doesn't go back-to-back. Winner will come on the pod. Maybe the top
5 get hats?
Get hats. Maybe we could do a little better than that. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Maybe not.
We'll see how many people enter.
In the notes, Charlie put in, and I actually like this idea. So between the 4 of us, I think there should be some sort of penalty for the person in last that finishes last. And his suggestion is that person does a shirtless episode. Sam, you wanted to do this with all 4 of us, so I
still do. I think it'd be funny.
He does.
I'm down for that.
I'm down. Loser does just shirtless the entire episode. You in, Stevie?
I'm going to hit the gym a little bit, but yeah.
All right, good.
That's 3. It's majority vote. Jack has no say.
He has no say. Absolutely. All right, so that's it. So something major next week, every other day. The Wimbledon bracket we're going to do. And the last little bit of housekeeping is the merch update. Did we sell out again? Or what's the deal?
There's another order put in. The hats are flying off the shelves.
Another order was put in at Tennis Warehouse. And I don't know if it actually confirmed, sold out at Tennis Warehouse. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
I've gotten a bunch of pictures of people wearing it in the wild.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone yet, but I'm in a really remote location. I don't think I'm gonna see a Nothing Major hat where I am right now. But you guys in LA. Actually, before I'm rambling. Stevie's in Hawaii right now. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Good effort from Stevie.
That is a hell of an effort, Stevie. I should have mentioned that at the very, very beginning. Heck of an effort.
That's what we do.
Kudos to you. Recording from a bathroom.
So he doesn't wake up his kids. Everything about what you're doing is awesome. We appreciate the effort. So we're doing that. We're actually going to do rope hats. Those are going to be.
I got the rope hat.
Right. You got the rope. Okay. we had the truckers. We're on the truckers and the ropes. They seem to be doing pretty well. All right, that's it. Anyone else have anything else to add to that? All right, let's get into what happened last week on tour. I think we should start with Queens, and most specifically Carlos Alcaraz. What an effort for him to take that title. Guys, Sam, I think you picked him to win when we made our offer predictions, but sure like Stevie, what do you think of Carlos's effort to come from the Roland Garros title, party a little bit in Ibiza, and take the title in Queens? Just how ridiculously impressive that, and how impressive is his grass court start for his career? What does that put him up to? Like 29-3 or 29 something? Like,
he's got more titles on grass than he does losses in his career.
Yeah, so
it's insane.
Yeah, put a little bit of a perspective into what Carlos is doing on grass right now, Stevie.
It's honestly like above where anybody else has been at this point in their career, and we're talking about some of the all-time greats. You know, if you go way back, you know, the McEnroe, the Borgs, Feds, like Sampras, these guys who are Novak, even dominant on grass. He is absolutely just taking care of business on a surface maybe a lot of people wouldn't expect him to be this good on. But, I mean, we talked about it last week. The biggest thing for him and Sinner and these top guys after doing well at the French is they have that week off now leading into the Queens and Halle where they can shut it down for a few days, party, get it out of their system, come back, play 1 week on grass in a big event, and then now have a week off leading up to Wimbledon so they can still refresh, get their body right, and have some time to get ready for that third slam of the year. But what he's doing, how he's playing, and just how he's competing, you know, if he is competing at a high level, it's really unstoppable. I mean, he's going to be the favorite on the grass for sure, and it just shows that he can come out in Queens, take care of business in an extremely strong field, and just get it done. You know, that's just what he does, and it's really remarkable how he can turn it around and continue to do this on grass and just continue to get title after title in his very young but incredible career so far.
I mean, he got a lot of time on the grass. I mean, he's going to be like in perfect shape for Wimbledon. He played a lot of matches. He played one crazy long match against Munar. It was like a 3-hour grass court match, 2 out of 3 set. I didn't even mention who he beat in the final, Yuri Lehechka, 6-2 in the third. That's my guy, Lehechka. I've been, pimping that guy out for a long time. Lehechka takes out Draper in the semifinals, which was a huge win. I'm sure, obviously, the crowd wanted to see Alcaraz versus Draper. Wasn't to be. But, Sam, I want to ask you more about Alcaraz. Why do you think his game translates, I guess, so well to grass? And are you surprised that he's, like, I guess I am. You can't imagine starting 29-3 on this surface. I thought maybe this would be a surface it might take him a little bit of time to be successful on.
Yeah, usually most players, it takes them a little bit of time to be successful on grass, even like the great grass quarters. But I don't know. I feel like this day and age, the way he plays, the way Sinner plays, most of the guys, their games translate on hard courts, clay courts, grass courts. Like everyone kind of plays the same type of tennis. So that makes that doesn't really make a difference when you're going from surface to surface. So like if you hit the ball as hard as as Alcaraz does on the forehand, backhand, and he's talented at the net, he moves around well, it doesn't matter the surface. It's literally irrelevant. And I don't know, I just like it's irrelevant as well, like who's on the other side of the net with him right now. He's just flying high on confidence. I will say, we're talking this, I lost a little confidence in him late last year. And
No, you don't get to bring this up. You don't get to backtrack before we call you out.
Let him do it, Stevie.
He lost a few matches early last year.
Put that hat in hand and apologize.
I said maybe he could fall to the top 5.
No. We're going to find the clip.
Find the clip. What do you think I said?
You did say you sold his stock.
You said no way in the top 5. You say anywhere outside the top 5.
You said I'm selling my Alcaraz stock.
I said it like that though. Like I wasn't confident. I couldn't have been more dead wrong. That he's on another level right now. But John said it better. Like he got 5 matches on the grass. He had a pretty easy draw. Doesn't make a difference for him. Like the guy's going to beat everyone, but he's going to be feeling so good going into Wimbledon.
But I do think it's a big difference for these guys now compared to at the beginning of Rafa's career, like the grass is way different. Like they can play and they can translate a little bit better. Like you can rally from the baseline. You don't have to serve and volley. So it does help them in a little bit, but I mean, his tennis translates to every surface, indoor, outdoor, clay, hard, grass, whatever.
And I feel like Rafa, too, and those guys, they had to kind of deal with some like Feliciano Lopez, Michael Lodra, like some tricky serve and volleyers that like aren't around anymore.
Gilles Mueller.
Good one.
Yeah, someone like that on grass, yeah. But I mean, for me, it's the way he moves. Like his movement is more of a weapon on grass. The same with center, in my mind. Like on grass, because the grass, as you know, is the hardest surface to move on. At least in my mind. Sam, you might have a different take,
yeah,
but like players struggle to move on grass, but those guys are just so athletic and so quick out of the corners. Especially once Alcaraz gets a lot of grass court matches under his feet and gets confidence with his movement, like look out. So I just think for me, it's his movement that makes his game translate so well to grass. He actually has all the shots. Can't be a former number 1, number 2 in the world and not have all the shots. He's got a great net game. He can do it all. He served really well. Did you guys see
Gives you a little shout out.
Yeah, he gave me and Riley a little shout out.
In his post-match speech?
Yeah, no, in the post-match press. He hit 18 aces in that 6-2 in the third set win over Lehechka. And his quote was, "I've been serving really, really well. Honestly, now I know how John Isner and Riley Opelka feel when they are playing." I guess maybe he does. I would have loved to know how it feels to be Carlos Alcaraz on the court.
Would be nice.
To be able to break serve at will and get to any ball on the court. That'd be really nice. But yeah, thank you for the shout out, Carlos. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that just means he needs to come on the pod.
Do we think Alcaraz has ever listened to an episode of the pod?
No, but he's seen the Instagram stuff for sure.
Think he's seen a clip?
100%.
Yeah?
100%.
You think he sends any clips to his Spanish buddies with a little laughing emoji?
I bet he sends the clip of him being a Cabana boy.
Oh, yes. I hope he saw the Cabana boy clip.
That's the one.
Good one, Stevie. And he's probably
He sent that.
It's a compliment.
In Ibiza.
It is a compliment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, before we move on to Queens, Sam, have you officially ripped Taylor Fritz?
No.
That was my pick to win.
Yeah.
You said that if he lost, because obviously after he won Stuttgart, he wrote on the camera, "I'm back." And then he proceeds to lose first round in Queens. And you said, you can't write that and lose first round the next tournament. And if he does, I'm going to rip him. Yeah. Sam, what's the update there?
Also, you lost to Moutet. Tricky, but what's Moutet rank? 80 or something?
He almost decapitated him in the process as well.
Yeah, I saw that toward the end. And also, I got a little ripped. I phrased the question, is Taylor Fritz the second best grass court player? I put it out as a question. Everyone came after me as if I said he is the second best. I was just throwing out the question, so chill, people that came after. But yeah, Taylor, you can't win the 250 and write "I'm back" and then follow it up with a loss to Moutet. That's bad. Having said that, and John always hints at this with Taylor, he does not care.
Oh, he doesn't care.
Is he playing Eastbourne this week?
Yeah. He's trying to go for his fourth title.
One season.
He's in Eastbourne as flying high in confidence right now. The Queen's loss is behind him. I'll rephrase the question. I'm just gonna be he's definitely not possibly the second best grass court player right now. Maybe the 7th. But
I don't think he's that low.
Fifth?
But
I put him top 5 for sure.
Top five.
I think he's the fourth best.
Fourth best grass court player. Okay,
in my mind.
Let's go with that. But yeah,
So
we got to make fun of him. You can't write "I'm back" and lose to a squirrely Frenchman.
No, yeah. I think we would all agree there's a big drop off after the top 3.
Yes.
With Novak, Carlos and Yannick.
Yannick, yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right. Let's move on to Halle. We've mentioned this a lot because he's been in the news a lot, obviously making the quarterfinals of the French Open out of nowhere on clay. Alexander Bublik, former Nothing Major pod guest, takes the title, his second title in Halle. And you saw that funny thing, what he wrote on Instagram after he played center. He goes, "I almost got him, guys." And then he actually does get him in the second round of Halle. How impressed were you, Sam, with Bublik taking the title here in Halle? It was an absolutely loaded field. It takes out Medvedev in the final 6-3 and 7-6.
Yeah, and took out Sinner along the way. I'm not that surprised, though. We all Bublik can play on the grass, and when he's locked in, which he seems to be more frequently now, he's good. He's got a massive serve. He's talented at the net, right, with the hands and the feel. He's also talented from the baseline. He'll throw in the drop shots. He knows how to play on the grass. and he's playing like within the barriers a little more now. He's erratic still, but he's like honed that in. I think that's why we saw him quarterfinal the Roland Garros, and now like win Halle. He's I'm not gonna say he's a dark horse to win Wimbledon, but like he can make the semis there if he's is locked
now.
in mentally. He's seeded now. Oh my! The rest of the field.
Yeah, so he went from.
He could also lose first round like 2-2 if he just wakes up on the wrong side of the bed.
He's not that guy anymore.
No,
he's not that guy.
He's
anymore.
not that guy anymore.
No,
I'm with you. I'm with Sam there. He's not that guy anymore. By the way, he's so talented. All this.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
All this bailout stuff that he used to do with the 2 first serves and this, it makes no sense because he's so good from the back of the court. It's not like he can't rally with guys. Like you see it. Like you saw what he did in Halle. He's like, ripping balls from the back of the court. Like, I don't know, Stevie, you feel like you got something to say? I think I'm with Sam.
No.
Like,
I'm just
I
saying,
think he's like locked in Bublik now.
I think he makes like a deep, definitely second week, but like it is very possible that he wakes up and he's just like, not my day. Right? Like he still has that in him.
I think it's out of him.
And he does all the 2 first serves, the underhand serves, the drop shots, just because he gets bored. I mean, he talked to us about it. He just wants to make it fun. And if he's not having fun out there, then he's just not going to play. So, like, if you put him on court 10 and he's just kind of slogging through a Monday match, like, it's possible. But his game is so good. Like, he does have a chance to disrupt these top guys. Like, he's got as good of a chance as anyone to beat those top guys on grass.
What's he seeded at Wimbledon? High 20s?
Well, do they still use a formula?
No.
Is that a thing?
So I think he'll match up against a top 8 seed in the third round. That's going to be big to see, like, he could play Sinner in the third round, or he could play Alcaraz or Djokovic.
Oof.
Actually, now that you mentioned the seeding thing, what did y'all think of we're getting a little off track here, but the seeding formula at Wimbledon, I actually liked that.
Loved it.
Loved it too. Now you couldn't take someone at ranked 40 and put him into a seeded spot.
If you were seeded, you were seeded.
Yep.
Yes, but then they would shuffle you.
But they wouldn't also make you like, you couldn't be 12 and be like a top 4 seed.
No.
I mean, you still had to be like in your section, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I don't think so. I thought it was purely if you're top 32, it was a formula like points accumulated on grass. You got 100% of your grass court points from whatever year it was. You got 75% from the previous year and 50% from the 2 years prior, and then it spit out the seeds.
Formula.
I thought it was like you couldn't go from like, if you won Wimbledon, you couldn't go from like 15 to like 3.
So if you were 5, you couldn't improve to top 4.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I
didn't think so.
I can't remember. That's a good
I don't know. I thought you could, but you could be right. I don't know.
I was always seated ahead of my ranking, even though I was pretty at Wimbledon apart from 1 year because of all my Newport titles.
Yeah,
Newport counted in the formula. So it was like
grass
Newport win. It was a grass court tournament. So if I was ranked 20, I was always like seated.
I also feel like
or something.
They should have done that on the clay too. I would have been fine with Roland Garros doing that. Rafa was only seeded 1 at Roland Garros like a handful of times. He should have been seeded 1 15 times.
He played Novak that one time in the quarterfinals. Anyways, getting off topic, but like I think we could discuss that in another pod. I actually liked that the Wimby formula. But again, Bublik takes his second Halle title over Medvedev in the finals. That was an absolutely loaded field, just like Queens was. Unbelievable for him. And I think a lot of high ranked players are happy that he's now seeded at Wimbledon. You wouldn't want to see him. If he loses that final, he's not seeded at Wimbledon. That'd be, talk about a dark horse.
Is this last week of tennis the week of Queens, Halle, the women are in Berlin? If you're a tennis fan, maybe like the best, outside of majors, like the best week to watch tennis. Outside of Djokovic, every single player, like men's side, women's side, like was playing a grass court event, basically. Good week to watch.
Yeah. Strong week.
Yes, that's true, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I would say Indian Wells, or Miami, but there's a lot of different, obviously there's like one of the first
you
few
get
weeks
good
on
matchups
grass.
in these, like, it's all of a sudden it's like Wednesday and you've got like 2 top 20 matchups.
All right, you mentioned the women were in Berlin, Sam, and Vondrousova, former Wimbledon champion. You called this match on Tennis Channel, Sam, so I'm going to let you take the lead here. She takes the title 6-4, 6-2 over Wang Jinyu. I think, hopefully I pronounced that right. Was that the score? Was it 6-4, 6-2?
No, it was 7-6, 4-6, 6-2.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, 7-6, 4-6, 6-2 in the third. I apologize. You called the match. Sam, Vondrousova, she's on a protected ranking. What does her what is the outlook for her going forward, especially ahead of Wimbledon?
So I didn't call the final. I called her semifinal where she beat Sabalenka. like in straights, 4-4, or 3-4, something like that. Vondrousova, she's only played like 6 or 7 tournaments in the last year. She's been hurt. I think she had shoulder surgery. But after watching her this week in Berlin and watching specifically that match against Sabalenka, like, she's unreal on the grass. As we know, she's won Wimbledon. She knows how to play on the grass. Lefty, which always makes it difficult. I'm honestly, like, she is a top 5 favorite to win Wimbledon right now. She is that good on the grass, especially after winning Wimbledon and winning Berlin, which had, I think, 9 of the 10 women in that field. But for her to not play that much and then roll through a W, like, I am bullish on Vondrousova. She looks good, and she's just impressive. She just knows her way around the grass court.
Stevie, what do you think? I mean, that's going to be like, talk about someone unseeded. I mean, if she gets a good draw, Sam, if she's like, like plays someone to play the 17 seed, then she's
that's going to be
like,
helpful.
Very helpful.
Every woman in the top 32 is like hates doesn't even want to watch the draw come out because she's floating around.
She's missed the better part of an entire year. She came back for a little bit, got re-injured her shoulder. I mean, she's won Wimbledon. She knows what it takes to win there. Now she's won Berlin. She's coming in, I would assume, full of confidence, assuming her body holds up, she's healthy, everything stays there. Yeah, nobody wants to see her anywhere near her name in their draw. Like, that's the same as Bublik on the men's side, but now he's seeded, so that helps. But that's a scary predicament to have him or have her be unseeded, floating around the Wimbledon grounds.
All right, I actually want to do a little something here because we've all been seeded at slams. I think first of all, I think we know who the one player is on the women's side who you don't want to face, and that's Vondrousova. But let's go to the men's side. Who do you think the one player is that the seeded players do not want to see first round of Wimbledon? Sam, if you have a name in your head, go ahead. Are you looking up the ranking of GMP?
I'm pulling up the rankings real quick. Yeah, Pesci Perricard is on there.
I got one.
He's unseeded?
I got Hubie Hurkacz. If he's healthy.
Unseeded?
Yeah, but he's been
healthy,
playing like crap lately.
I get it, dude, but the guy's on the grass. He comes forward. He's good.
Get out of here. I'll beat Hubie right now.
No, you would not.
Come on.
Berrettini possibly he might get seeded.
He might get seeded.
Fees pulled out, but
Diallo. I mean, he won Hertogenbosch.
I mean, it's gotta be Pesci Perricard, right? No one wants to see that. He got in as a lucky loser last year, took out Sebi Corda first round.
That's not many though. I feel like there used to be a bunch. There's only like
that was my next part. That was my next.
There's more.
My next question. Who do you got, Stevie?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's more now.
Yeah, Fonseca.
No, there was more when we played.
That's what I'm saying, but Fonseca is one that you could, we didn't mention.
Hold on, Stevie. Do you think there's more like dangerous non-seeded floaters now than 8 years ago?
When I was saying there's easier like seeds back when we played, like you could find softer spots.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there'd be a Santiago Geraldo as like a 29 seed. You're like, I'd love to play him. I
played Dominique Thiem as a 4 seed first round one year.
At Wimby?
Yeah.
And you took him out?
Yeah, but like Stevie's saying, there was there was a few more like
there's
court specialists.
Correct. Like
if you want to say,
you wouldn't be upset if you saw those guys in your little section.
Who was one player? We've all been seated at slams. Who was one player that when we were seated back in our day that you did not want to see? Was there anyone that was like crap? Like, I just want the draw to come out. Just keep me away from this guy first round. Do you have anyone in mind, Sam?
Any lefty over like 6'4" was like pretty annoying.
That's good.
Gosh, I can't. Bernard Tomic. Sometimes if he was like floating in and out of Jaws.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be somebody like who could kind of take the racket out of your hand. But I actually liked playing the big server, so it didn't really bother me. I mean, it was like just guys that I had a bad record against.
You have anyone, John?
I just truthfully, I wouldn't want to play one of like you guys first round.
Well, that's
like,
true.
If y'all weren't seeded.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. Like, I played Stevie first round in the U.S. Open, and I played you the first round at the French. Like, I hated that. Like, I just like, you don't want that. It's not fun. It's not fun for anyone.
No.
If I could, I wanted to play Filippo Volandri first round of every tournament.
Yeah,
totally.
Like some random 90th ranked like.
It sucks too
European.
if you played an American or a friend first round, because like the draws come out early. Like you have 3-4 days to like think about it and have that awkwardness. Where if you play them second round, you only have like a day to have that weirdness.
That's it.
Yeah, it's also better if you each win a round. You're like, okay, like we did, we got somewhere.
Now it's like you feel like you now it might be best on best because you've each won a match. You're feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, anything else to add from last week, guys?
This might be a weird take. We can also delete this. Does the Queen's draw on the men's side always seem like it's got like some classier players than the Halle draw, or is that weird?
Can you expand?
I think you're just
I'm not gonna expand.
associating like just Queens itself is classy.
Maybe it's that. It's classy.
Yeah.
It's just you go to Queens
Classy versus not classy.
I mean,
I don't think Stevie's been to both, so
you've seen it. Look, at Queens, like I feel like when you walk through, especially in the section where our locker room is, like everybody walks out of that hallway in the tunnel. Everyone's in suits in there. They're having their nice champagne. They're getting their
Pims.
Everything's very nicely, properly done. And not saying Holly's is just different. It's just kind of in the middle, remote, like woods of Germany, and people just kind of come in. It's just a different feel.
Halle final though, like Bublik, Medvedev, like ugly games, and then
but you're gonna
Queens, Alcaraz,
Canada.
But if you're a Sinner there, he's rolling around in his like Gucci loafers, like he's
Sinner's
fine.
classy.
You know what? I'm actually gonna just totally blow up your take.
All right, I didn't want to say it.
Roger Federer, the classiest of the classy.
Yeah.
I know. He's the exception there. He's the
John,
exception.
just continue. Yes.
He's the exception. I just do what you want with that take, but
you've had a lot of good ones. You'll have to apologize for this one soon, I'm sure.
I like the take though. At least I don't know. We disagree with you, but at least you're going out on a limb.
I think what John said, just like there's something about like the club at Queens is classy.
Totally.
Therefore, like the whole thing feels classy. Like if you play it, you're classy. Yeah. It's like that episode of The Office, classy.
I'm agreeing with you, Sam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good.
Like I'm in agreement with you. Like it is a classier event.
It's a classier event.
Stevie, does Halle have the big giant bowl of strawberries like Queens does in the Players Lounge?
No, they do not.
They have the concierge at Queens if you want tickets.
They got Fraser, baby.
Yeah.
I wonder when Carlos will be flying in his barber pretty soon to London, I'd imagine.
He better get it before the tournament starts. If he does it after round one, I'm going to say something to him.
Doesn't matter. What are you talking about? He won the French Open. It doesn't matter. It's even more baller. Like he's not superstitious.
You should fly him in middle Sunday.
Do you think Alcaraz is now like priority number one to his barber after winning Roland Garros? Or
Has to be. I mean, the guy must have had a family deal or something. He must have gotten married.
Or he's got like Mbappe or like Ronaldo or Messi or something on the Rolodex, the barber, It's
good point. That'd be a great question. Who else is on
I don't think any of those guys live in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. This barber's getting some good publicity. I'm sure he's going to see Carlos soon. So
hey, know what I was thinking too? If we're at one of these tournaments, maybe like one that we're like U.S. Open, we're going to be at, we should offer our coaching services like as a unit to someone. Like we're going to be, I think, at like U.S. Open. Like, does someone want to like hire the Nothing Major crew for like coaching? That'd be unbelievable.
Are we
Would it not?
Go on? Not really.
What are you talking
about? I mean, they get the best of both worlds. You could talk serve, I can talk backhands. It's great.
If John and I are busy, Stevie hits the court for the hour practice, vice versa. John's busy, I'm out there. Sometimes you get all four of us. It doesn't have to be anyone good, but like maybe some rando from Qualies looking for a coach.
What if Mikhail Kukushkin hits us up? He qualifies and hits us up.
Yeah, first we go full makeover with the clothes, the haircut.
I'm gonna sit that one out.
I don't know. If people are listening, I feel like we should offer that. I'm not going to charge anything. They're not going to charge anything.
Sam.
You just get all four of us at like one tournament.
I'm out on that. A pro bono coaching work in New York City.
You're already there. I'm just saying you're on site. Like, let's all get behind like a random qualifier and like guide them to the round of 16. How cool would that be? That'd be good for business.
That would be cool if they made the round of 16.
Yeah. Totally random guy too.
I think I'm out. I'm not officially out.
All right, whatever.
We'll see if anyone takes us up on that.
We'll discuss internally and make a more of a detailed plan.
All right. Well, let's talk about this week on tour. We got on the men's side, we got Mallorca. Sam, you played that, right?
Yeah, finaled it.
Yeah, you did final. You lost to Medvedev in the final, right?
In if you final, I lost to him like 2-2. No one, like we said this before, no one
I remember
returns
that now.
big servers better than him. But if you, a lot of times in that week before majors, if you final it, you get a private jet from that tournament to the major. And so I didn't know that till like after I won in the semis. So I lost to Medvedev, and Stevie's actually been in the same situation with Medvedev. We took a private flight from like Mallorca to London, but like, we're leaving 2 hours later, and I just had to wait for him at the airport for like 3 hours. I don't know what he was doing. He was like taking his time back to the hotel, hanging out. Like,
it's brutal.
Like, dude, when are we going?
I don't know what he does.
Did he make you wait in Winston-Salem?
Dude, like hours.
Okay, that's so funny because the Toronto, the pandemic Toronto event,
Yeah.
they charter, the Canadian Masters would charter a plane to Cincinnati. I lost in the semis. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait for the finals to finish. Medvedev made it to the airport after he beat Opelka in the Toronto finals in like 30 minutes, like still in his gear. So I had a completely different experience. Full on, like was so quick to the airplane, like drinking a Coke and having a sub in his hand.
Dang. It's tough when you like I lost to him 2-2. I wasn't about to tell him to hurry up and get to the plane. And it was awesome to get to fly over there. It's always a little weird though, like riding, you just lose to a guy and then like you're just sharing this tight little space with him for the next like 3 hours.
Yeah, but you both made the finals.
Yeah, good week, true.
Yeah, good week. Medvedev's a good guy. I'm sure you guys. He's so
great.
Chill.
Yeah. Mallorca's cool
right,
though.
That's Mallorca. We're gonna talk about this week really quick. Ben Shelton's the #1 seed in Mallorca. I think he's the only top 20 player in the draw. Felix is a 2 seed. Eastbourne, we have the top 2 Americans both playing. Taylor Fritz going for his 4th title. Tommy Paul going. I don't know. He's never won Eastbourne. What am I talking about? He's the #2 seed going for a title there. They're both top 15 in the world. Eastbourne and down, we like to call it.
Eastbound and down.
Stevie's play. I played it one time. I'm sorry, Eastbourne. It was just brutal. Like the weather's brutal. Like everything about that event. Like I don't know. Like Stevie, you played it a bunch. Maybe I just got like a really bad. I only played it one time. I had a really bad weather experience there for like 3 straight days. But it looks quite nice. I mean, the fans come out and like Taylor loves it. So. What do you guys think about Taylor, I guess, always continuing to play Eastbourne before Wimby? I mean, he's a top seed at Wimbledon. Do you think he'd be better served to rest up a little bit? Or that's just not Taylor's style? Sam?
It's not Taylor's style. He's won it 3 times. Took me out in a final there for his first title ever in 2019.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Taylor wants to go into Wimbledon off a title in Eastbourne rather than just like go practice. He lost first round of Queens, remember that.
That's true.
He would just be practicing for 12 straight days. Like that's the worst thing that Taylor can do. He wants to be playing matches. And so yeah, he wants to go to Eastbourne and win that thing. And a lot of players, it's hard, I think, when you win a tournament a bunch of times to skip it. You feel like you play well there. You feel like he feels like he's gonna win it. And so if he skipped it, in his mind, he's thinking, why would I skip a tournament that I'm going to win? And so I like to play for Taylor. It's easy it's like a little over an hour from Wimbledon.
Yeah, it's so close.
You can lose on a Thursday and then at 5 p.m. and you're at Wimbledon having dinner at 6:30. So it's very convenient.
Yeah, it's one of the worst places you could ever go to. I hate Eastbourne. Just...
I've heard this thing. This is.
Yeah, I know what you're about to say.
Me?
Yeah, I think I know what you're about to say.
That like old English people go there to just die.
Yeah.
It's like Palm Springs for us Californians on like absolute steroids. But for me, it's the weather is horrible there. It's always windy. The hotels there are so incredibly bad. I've had the worst hotel rooms. I've sent you guys a video. Like it's the most insane place. But it's hard because...
There's Stevie's hotel room. He just sent it to us. He had pigeons. Pigeons were coming in that window.
I couldn't open my window because I had 45 pigeons outside. This is my room. Like, it doesn't... I couldn't stand up.
Where do you even put your bag?
It's the worst hotel you could ever imagine.
But there was like a couple different hotels. I don't know.
They were all bad. I've stayed at 4 or 5 different... Every year I played, I stayed at a different one thinking it would get better. Like, the one I stayed at was... The best one that I stayed at one year, and we're splitting hairs here, was I think it was called the Grand.
Yeah.
I kid you not. It had not been updated since the 1945, basically. Since post-war, it had, like, nothing was updated. Like there was no Wi-Fi, there was no, like the cutlery, everything was just, couldn't be older.
Yeah.
No hotel there had decent Wi-Fi.
There's probably still like bomb ruins, on the grounds. The Germans dropped some bombs there.
So bad. I was much more of a fan of Nottingham.
Yeah.
Much more of a fan. That's why I won it there.
You took your first title there in Nottingham.
You know
Stevie?
it. You better believe that.
Do you know who he beat in the final?
Pablo Cuevas.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, good call.
Yeah,
Good
I remember
memory.
us talking about that. He was pretty handy on grass. Didn't seem like it, but he was.
No.
Yeah. But I got lucky because he was playing, or not, I mean, you never know how it's going to go, but he was playing Gilles Mueller in the semis. And Gilles was up a set and a break on him. And I'm done. I'd already won at this point, so I'm like kind of watching, getting some treatment. And Gilles got broken at like, let's call it 3-1 or 4-2. And then just like stopped serving and volleying the rest of the match. I don't know. He just like panicked.
Yeah.
And then somehow Cuevas got through. I'm like, that's the greatest news I've ever got.
Yeah, that's really good.
As much as I wanted to hit backhand passes against Mueller on the grass all day, I just didn't. And Cuevas was a much more doable final and for my first title. So yes, I was very happy about that.
You backed that up with the round of 16 at Wimby, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
I remember that. You got your ass kicked by Fed.
Lost to Fed in a tight 3.
A tight 3. I took a giant chunk out of center court. We can get into it later.
All right, well, maybe we'll talk about that on Friday's show. That's it. Had a lot of fun here on Monday. Thank you guys, Sam, Stevie. Keep supporting us by subscribing to our YouTube and, of course, our podcast. I feel like we sound like a broken record, but wherever you get your podcast, subscribe. Give us 5 stars, please. We would appreciate that. And, again, our merch, which will be fulfilled really soon. The shelves will be full over at tenniswarehouse.com. That's where you can get our merch, or you can go to nothingmajorshow.com to get some hats. Right now, we're just doing the hats. They seem to be doing well. Let's stay in our lane, get the merch out there. That's it. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this Monday, and we will see you guys on Friday.